All right, it's time to get this guy underneath this aquarium. You can see I've already taken out the old sump, if you can make it out there. And it was a pain in the rear to do, but it's done. And now it's time to get this one under there. This will be a lot lighter actually than the 29 gallon, even though it's a bigger tank, because it's acrylic. So that takes a tremendous amount of weight off of it. And I just need to get the old media. I'm going to put the old media in this section right here. And when I say the old media, what I'm talking about is this nasty looking stuff right here. This is the old media, and that's going to go into that section. I'm not going to rinse it. I just want it nice and cruddy because it's full of beneficial bacteria. So let's transfer that into the new sump and then get that sump under the tank and get it running. To get the sump out, I had to undo the plumbing. Fortunately, I have these things called unions. These are unions, and they attach with a simple collar, so they create a connection that can be rotated or removed very, very easily. And so you see all three of these pipes had to be disconnected, lifted, and removed so that I could actually take the tank out. But it'll be very easy getting them back on and then rotating them so that they're in the right place in the new sump. Hopefully everything fits correctly. I don't want to have to do any cutting and gluing. It looks like it's going to fit as far as I can tell, and it looks like the hose that was going down to the pump is going to be long enough after I put it in and then move it close to the wall. Of course, you don't want it touching the wall. You don't want anything touching the cabinet, the stand, because it'll create vibration. So try and avoid things actually making contact. If you can, if they do make contact, try and put a cushion or a pad, and that'll help to actually dampen the vibration, which can be very annoying. So it looks, I think we look good. There's one center pillar in the back that I've got to work around, but I think I can do that. Give me a couple minutes and I think I'll get it in place. Absolutely perfect. So here we got the blue ball area where the water is going to fall. Then it's going to hit that first sponge loaded with beneficial bacteria. Then that's going to work its way through the 3 new sponges over onto the Sarah media. And you can see the hose is falling exactly where it needs to fall. So this is absolutely perfect. Here's the old sump. You can see it's pretty cruddy, but that's the way they are usually if they've been used for a while. But you see here, this is one of the things that inspired me to get a new sump. I was reaching in between these 2 sections and it popped. And I'm just really glad I didn't get cut, because that would have been nasty. But at any rate, this sump is history. While everything was being moved, I took the opportunity to go ahead and clean the Sicce 9.0. You can see the magnet on it. It's pretty gunked up, yet it was still working like a champ. These Sicces are just like tanks, you know. But yeah, it needs a good cleaning. I'm not going to have time to soak it. Sicce makes some stuff you can soak these in, and it brings them back to like brand new quality. But I don't have time for that. I just want to get this thing running again so I don't stress out the fish due to a lack of filtration, even though they'd probably be okay. But they're very easy to put together, very easy to reassemble. This will be pointing up, and then the hose will just hook onto that, and we'll be back in business. Let's get this thing cleaned up. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Looks like new. One little bit of plumbing that I did have to do was replace the end piece that fits into there, because it didn't go, it wasn't long enough. You can see here it was a little bit too high. I'm afraid it'll splash and create some moisture outside of the sump. So I made a piece that's about twice as long and that's going to fit inside there about a 1/2 inch, and then that'll be below the lip, the top rim of the tank, and that way there'll be no chance of having water splashing around. It'll probably be a little quieter too. No leaks back here. Well, it's about midnight and I'm pretty exhausted, but everything went according to plan and it's looking good. Let me go ahead and show you how the sump actually is working. So I'm no longer using socks. That's going to make life a little easier. And it's actually pretty quiet as it falls onto the blue balls in that first chamber. So that's working exactly the way it's supposed to. And the water goes past the blue balls out through an opening near the bottom. You can see I have a heater there. That's one of those little Hygger titaniums. And then here's the media from the old sump. So I brought over a bunch of beneficial bacteria. And then the 3 new 4-inch wide sponges with water's flowing through. And then if we go around to the other side, a little hard to make out, but there's the pump sitting in that final chamber. And so the water comes through the sponges, then goes through that wall of Sarah Pon Ciporax media, and then gets pumped back to the tank. And it's working perfectly. So again, big shout out to my friends at Sarah. Shout out to Sicce, to Swiss Tropicals, to Glass Cages, and to all of you who watch the videos and support the channel. I thought it would be noisier having taken the socks off, but you know, the water going right onto those blue balls, it's actually pretty quiet. So I'm happy with that, especially now that I've closed the compartment. It's actually very, very quiet. So there you have it. Thank you for coming along on my sump replacement adventure, and of course I'll keep an eye on it and give you any updates if anything changes. But for right now, that upgrade should last me for probably the life of the tank. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, hitting that bell, and maybe I'll see you on Saturday at the Cichlids and Coffee live stream every Saturday at 11 a.m. Central. We talk about sumps and filters and fish and food and everything else. Hope to see you there with a great group of fish keepers. And if you care to support the channel, consider becoming a Patreon. That's a monthly supporter of the channel. Starts for as little as $3 a month. Details are underneath the video. If you'd like to know more about sumps, I'll post a sump playlist up here that you can watch. I'll also put my best tips down here. And if you want to subscribe, go ahead and hit me in the mug right here. Thank you, my friends. You're the best. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.